and welcome to Kiki's Chat Show. I started this song with Bronya because today is my bestie Anna's birthday. Anna Mary Grant. Today is her birthday. She's in Accra. She's in a restaurant with her friends, excluding me. However, Anna, I love you. I want to wish you a happy birthday. We've gone through thick and thin, and we're still going. And Anna, I wish you everything that you wish yourself. I'm going to carry on playing this song for you. It is purely for you. I wonder, I've forgotten what day you were born, whether it's a Yababy day or what, but enjoy this song.
Yeah, baby. You shake body, I get money, and then you bring my ankle. I swear I like, say Woody Mechia, you don't go sorry. Forget your worry, I dey come to spend so lash your money. Well, yeah, bro,
Happy birthday, my darling. This song was specially and only for you. Anyone else who danced to this song was gate crashing to your party. Anyway, good evening, listeners, again. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of November. Today was eventful for me. I was on a course, and instead of having all of these discussions and all these problems and everything, I thought that the course was something that was relevant to all of the issues that we discuss day in and day out. So today And there are very many facets of it, very many facets to a simple thing, which is forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. Darling J was here before me, and he disagrees with me. He thinks forgiveness blends into reconciliation. I think it is not. And let me tell you a truth about me, which I know it about myself, and I've known it for years, since I was a child, as I was growing up. If someone hit me, someone upset me, and then as I grew older, I realized that there was a habit I had, or a peculiar thing about me, which was really very difficult to deal with, and that's forgiveness. Now, there's a lot of forgiveness. The word forgiveness runs throughout the Bible. And God says we should try and forgive. However, even God is a jealous God, or we are told that he's a jealous God. And God himself has points when he found it difficult to forgive. I am not God. I am just, Kiki. And Kiki is a mere human being. And one of my bad habits, which I'm very aware of, is I can't forgive. Now, mine is, I could say and give an excuse as, oh, it is a little bit, it's not so bad, but I get to the level where if you are, the people I can't forgive actually are people who have been my best friends, people who I am very close to, who I trusted, or I did not think they would do certain things to me. Generally, people do things to me and I really don't care. It's one of those things in life. Those things I forgive. But if you were my very close friend, if you did certain things which I let go and let go and let go, it is the little things that I find totally unforgivable. And let me tell you one. And this is a true story. It happened to me. I made friends. It was, as you go along, most of my friends who I hold dear to me and who I call my besties, and there are quite a number of them. And those ones, I grew up with them. I went to primary school, through primary school into secondary, boarding. They were my friends. And then there were some who I didn't go to school with them, but in my teenage years, in my partying times, I met. And then we kind of did a few naughty things together, and we were friends. We were like-minded. We agreed, giggled at many things. So those are my friends, the friends who I hold very dear to my heart. Now, as I went along, as I was growing up, a few years ago, I made friends with this woman who we seemed to have a lot in common. We used to... she liked partying. I liked partying. When I had my event, she would attend. We had a lot of friends in common. And as we got to know each other, I actually realized that she even knew my mom. She knew my mom. She knew people I knew. She lived in an area where I knew practically everybody. So we kind of hit it off. We were happily going shopping. This is all happening in London. We're going shopping together. Our kids were friends. Life was good. Now, in that time, she had a gentleman friend. And this man, one day she was going to Ghana, I think, and this man would call me. And I wasn't comfortable with that, apart from the fact that I didn't like him at all. I thought he was a little bit uncouth. He was not the sort of gentleman that I liked. He was uncouth. He was rude. He spoke freely. He behaved badly. And but he was very fond of her, and I think she was fond of him, even though she used to say negative things about him. But that's her business. We are grown-ups, and you can't delve into other people's lives all the time. So I left it there. One day, this guy called me and went a little bit further about telling me how he liked me, etc. And I called my friend and I said, I'm not comfortable with this. Let your man stop calling me. I don't like it. So then he carried on, and one day we were together. She was having an event or something, and I was helping her with the cooking. I left home very early in the morning, went to help her, and while I was with her, he called me. And when he called, he began to say also. So I said to her, "Look, I really shouldn't be doing this, but information is power. You are my friend, so I need you to listen to this guy's phone call." So I put the guy on speaker. I said, "Keep quiet and listen to what he said." So he said all sorts of things about how he likes me, blah, blah, blah. I said, "How can you like me? My friend is your girlfriend." He said, "Oh, she's not my girlfriend. In fact, I view her as a cousin. Oh, how can she be my girlfriend? Blah, 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 yabby, yabby, yabby." He was carrying on. She was sitting there. We were all listening. And I said to him, "I'm going to her house. When I leave this place, I'm going to her house. And when I get there, I'm going to tell her." He said, "Oh, how can you tell her? You can't tell her." I said, "I will tell her." So anyway, but she was there and she overheard everything. So I said to her, "The reason why I kept telling you that I don't want him to call is because he makes me uncomfortable. And I don't want to be that sort of friend where, I'm doing something behind your back or chatting with your friend, boyfriend. I don't even know what the situation is. I have no interest. I do not want to know. Please leave me out of this. But I needed you to listen to this, even though it was embarrassing and all of that." She said, "Oh, she wouldn't even mention it to him. She won't say anything." We finished cooking and I left. Listeners, later on, the event happened. So we all dressed up, went to the event separately. I went to the event and the guy was there. It wasn't a big problem. I didn't care because I thought I've dealt with my issue and that's it. Can you believe that as we were packing things into the boot of my car, because I had taken things, I'd helped with all of that, this guy waited for people to move away from me, and on the side of the road where there was nobody, it was just me and him. In fact, my friend, her son was there. He saw it all. As he was passing, the guy thought he'd gone, so he came towards me and was shouting and said, "Why did you tell her?" And she, how could you do this? He was banging on my car door. He was being quite aggressive and violent. Now, it is this aggressiveness and this, this kind of, this is what I hate in my life. I can't stand it. And so, first of all, I wasn't sure whether he was going to hit me because he was hitting my car. So I quickly got into my car on the other side, and then I slid into the driver's seat, locked the car doors, and moved the car. In fact, I was very lucky because there was a car behind me that had just turned in and nearly hit me. Anyway, I hadn't even turned on my lights. So everything happened very fast. So I drove, and as I was driving, I was calling my brother that there was this guy trying to attack me. He wanted to know where I was screaming. Anyway, all that aside, it was an event. It had happened. This guy had tried to, was excited. Whatever his thoughts were, I don't know. I had then driven home. My brothers, all of them, rushed to my house. My children. It was quite a terrible thing for me because I don't know the guy very well. I don't know where his level of violence can take him. I have never been in this kind of aggressiveness. It was such an alien thing to me. Anyway, the next day, I called her in the morning and I said to her, "Oh, your gentleman, why did you tell him what I told you that information is power? And you should have even waited." But the guy tried to attack me. He was screaming, shouting at me. And she didn't say, she was like, "Oh, okay." And then she said something quite, she said, I'm getting some visitors, you know, there's going to be food and everything. Do you want to come and eat fufu with me? And I said, what? Your man tried to attack me just now. Why would I come to your house to eat fufu? What if he saw me there? She said, fine, you do what you want. And I said, okay. In life, your suffering is your own suffering. Since then, I haven't spoken to her ever again. She has never called me to say, oh, I'm sorry about this, or oh, I'm sorry that my boyfriend or friend or whoever he was did that. I really am sorry. I understand. Nothing. She hasn't spoken to me. Rather, I am the bad person. I have become the bad person. I told some of my friends about it. Everyone said, oh, just leave it, you know. And I realized that had something happened to me, had the car hit me, it is my children who would be without a mother. Had this man managed to hurt me, I would be the injured one. If it hit my face, my body, somewhere, I would be the person who is suffering. So sometimes we have to advise ourselves. People say, forgive her. I've forgiven her. After all, she was not the one who attacked me. It was her friend, boyfriend, whatever, who did it. But my point is this. Because I am unforgiving on certain things, because I trusted that she would understand that there was an alleged attack upon my person, because I asked her not to tell him, even then, maybe later, she should watch his behavior, and then because of all these little things, I just cannot ever be her friend again. It is not that I have not forgiven her. I've forgiven her. In my heart, she doesn't exist anymore. It is not for me. I am not God. Therefore, it is not for me to deal with this issue anymore. I have left it. If I meet her in town, if she says hello, I will say hello back. But she will never, ever come near me or my children. Now, I have friends who think I am too hard. But then they were not there. It was totally uncalled for. As for the man, it is a whole different ballgame. But you see, I trusted my friend because I felt that she was my friend. I thought she would deal with this issue, even to calm me down. It doesn't matter, even if she married the man after. It is the fact that she would say, I am sorry to have put you in this position. I think that we have to be careful how we deal with our lives. We have to be careful not to throw ourselves into situations that could harm us. Therefore, reconciliation is never, ever going to happen. Now, I have given you a background of one of my stories. This is a story which I had totally forgotten, but I remembered it today in the course. And the woman who was the teacher who was educating us on this forgiveness course asked people if they could give scenarios. I didn't give a scenario. I said, I don't know. And then someone else had, other people said whatever they would say. But, this is where I decided to come and share it with you, all of you, to understand that even though I have forgiven the lady, I will speak to her if I see her. I will be gracious. I do not dwell on this issue, and I'd even forgotten about it before today. As for reconciliation, it is nowhere in the Bible that says, if someone tries to harm you, or someone makes you see the level of where they want to put you, you should reconcile. How? I can never trust you again. I can't trust you with my life. And if I can't trust you with my life, I cannot trust you with my children's lives. Therefore, here we go. There is this story also yesterday, which, I was in a program about this story, and it says, the gentleman on the Great British Baker, who is Paul Hollywood, has been married for about 20 years. And then he left his wife, went to Australia, had a torrid and wonderful affair with an Australian woman, came back. When the woman left him, he came back, begged his wife for forgiveness. She took him back, and then he started again. Many people have got comments about how they describe him, because he was maybe 51, a very handsome man. I have to say, he beautiful man, handsome man, very well turned out. Now people are saying it's because suddenly he's realized he's a star, he's on television, he has found himself, and therefore he's realized that a lot of women like him. And so he is doing what he should have done when he was young. He's now beginning to sow his oats or seeds or whatever it is. His poor wife, long suffering, she took him back. And then he couldn't stop. And life was so hard and she couldn't bear it. She kept thinking of all of this. So she left him. Immediately, he started going out with one of the Bake Off winners. I forget her name, but I'll find it. Now, Paul Hollywood's wife is a beautiful woman. She's a lovely woman. She's long-suffering. She has gone through the whole thing of forgiveness. She has forgiven him. She has, when you are forgiving people as well, it depends. Maybe somebody could do something terrible to you, but then you think back to a kindness they did to you, or something that you had in common, the laughters that you shared, all of the good things in life, and then you forgive them. Reconciliation is where the problem is, because you see, if you draw them back into your life, very, very few people will not be repeat offenders. They will do it again. Now, I am not advocating that you should not forgive and reconcile. Please, do whatever suits you best. But in this world in this age of awareness, I suggest you think about your safety, your children's safety, your health, how it will affect you. Now, two things I'm going to do today. After I have told you all of this, I'm going to play some music. If people want to call, please call in. The number to call is 0203 735 8820 or 0203 286 0185. 286 0185. You can call in and we can talk about this. But if you don't, I have also been taught techniques in how to forgive, to calm yourself down. Forgiveness, the reason why I am learning to forgive is because you are doing it for yourself. You are not doing it for the person, the perpetrator who upset you or who hurt you. You are forgiving so that your heart is calm. You forgive people who hurt you so that you can get on with your life. You forgive people who hurt you so that you can flourish. When you forgive, you are beautiful. Trust me. When you forgive people, when your heart is light, your soul is light. Your body becomes light, and all of the illnesses and things which come with holding grudges goes. That doesn't mean that you have to reconcile. Because when you reconcile, the pain stays. It is still there. You are afraid that it will happen again. When a person, there's an Akan proverb from Ghana which says, if someone shows you their teeth, believe it, they will bite you again. There are many things. I've been reading extensively about forgiveness. And one of the things that Martin Luther King said, and I'm looking for it now because he said, forgiveness is not an occasional act. It is a permanent attitude. It is true. You have to have an attitude of forgiveness, like an attitude of gratitude, an attitude of, kindness, an attitude of happiness. And when you have these, you have joy. You have joy in your heart. You have happiness in your heart. Then you flourish. You cannot have happiness in your heart and still have some sadness or a ball of anger, a ball of pain, a ball of annoyance. Many bad things happen to good people. Trust me on that. If you're a good person, horrible things will come your way. You have to rise above it. It is easier said than done. But if you differentiate reconciliation with forgiveness, it is not so difficult. I was sitting in the class and I realized that this is where the problem is. Now, another thing I will tell you, and which is, when we were kids, in Ghana, the country where I actually come from, my ancestors and everyone comes from, the majority of my friends come from, my family come from, we believe that when someone upsets you or when something horrible happens to you, give it to God. Let it go. Give it to God. God is great and God is good and God can take all of the pain and ache and everything. That is easier said than done. It is very difficult that you can see someone who has hurt you deeply, wronged you, hurt your friend, your child, your sibling or anything, and then be smiling with the person. I have come to accept that it is not the giving to God, which means let them come into your home, feed them, etc. That's not it. Let that pain go. Let it go. Forgive the person in your heart. And believe me, you can forgive someone. I learned this today. They don't have to know that you have forgiven them. You do not have to seek them out to tell them that you've forgiven. Forgive them. Forgive them from your heart. Let them just carry on. But you know that it is past. It is gone. That chapter, you have learned something from it. A friend of mine said, when I sent the advert out this evening that I was doing forgiveness, she said, this is a good subject matter. A forgiving heart is a good one. You can forgive and choose to see the best in all people that you meet. But loyalty is everything. And at some point in your life, you can only forgive so much. I forgive, but I don't forget. And it's so the older I get. I agree. I forgive. I do not forget. And as for me, I even walk away. I will not go anywhere near where you are. I will not, it's not to spite my nose though. If I have to go somewhere and you'll be there, I will go. But it is not that I am coming to play with you. It is not that I am coming to dance the jig with you. It is not because of you. that I am there. I am going because that is where my life is taking me. And you happen to be there too. I may greet you as I go along, but I will never forget. When we were kids, we were told the story about the elephant not forgetting. The human being doesn't forget either. It would be foolish, and as an Englishman would say, it would be remiss of you to forget an evil done to you and go back to that same place. But some people, the Christians, say, forgive, bring them in, feed them, give them love, return their evil with your good. The world is so hard these days that it is difficult to be returning evil for good. I think the best thing to do is to keep away. I was taught a lot of things and I wrote a lot of things down, but I didn't agree with everything. I do agree that reconciliation is just not an option for me. I have to love you very much. And let me tell you, I have people who are close to me who have done a lot of things to me. It's fine, I forgive you all, and I'm announcing it today. If you think you have done something to me as a human being, this Kiki person, it's fine, I forgive you. But I just want you to know, though, that you yourself check yourself. And if it is something that you know in your heart that it's something quite deep, then please stay away, because even I am going to stay away too. We have to be kind to each other. And I say this every time I'm on the radio. I say it all the time, that let us try to be kind to each other. Things that break the camel's back are the most smallest, minute things, especially if you are that close. Strangers will throw stones at you outside. You don't know them. So it doesn't matter. You just think, oh, something terrible happened to me today. You're on the bus and someone does something, pushes you, etc. You're not going to hold a grudge because of that. You only react to pain in your heart when you didn't think that this person was going to do these things to you. Would you believe that I have a lot of notes that I wrote today, and I haven't even read half of it? I even went as far as looking in the Christian, on the internet, on what the Christians would say to pain, disappointment, hurt. And would you believe that they also believe that to forgive doesn't automatically mean to reconcile? This is a Christian group called the Visionary Womanhood. I was looking at it from the angle of Christian women and how they viewed forgiveness and reconciliation. They say that you should forgive because forgiveness is for you. When you forgive someone, it is for you. But when you reconcile, you are bringing that person back into your life. When you reconcile, it means you are starting again from how you were before. It can never be the same again. Trust me, never. Because in your mind, as it was with Mrs. Hollywood, the baker's wife, it was never the same again. And the whole act from the beginning, for her to realize the disappointment, the embarrassment, their betrayal, she just could not let it go. And that is life. We cannot be hypocrites and continue to make ourselves into people that we are not. Sometimes, when the matter is serious, you have to speak your truth. Today, I am telling you mine. I find it very difficult to forgive. And in all these years that I've met people, I have come across people, I have made friends with people, I have broken friendships with people, I have been betrayed, I have been abused, I have been gossiped about, I have been, I don't know, I can't tell you how many words. I have been treated badly. People have been racist towards me. People have been disrespectful towards me. I have given them all, forgiven them all, because I cannot move on with my life if I do not forgive these people. However, for them to come back into my life as they were before, never. I will not lie. It will never happen. And even if it does, it will not be like it was before. I am not going to accept people in my life who can treat me badly, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Reconciliation is the most difficult thing on earth. And if you think that you can behave like God or Jesus, and let me remind you that if you are a Christian and you believe in the Jesus story, it was at the last minute. He didn't say he was forgiving them. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He didn't say, oh, soldier who pricked my side or whoever, whatever, I forgive you. I haven't seen that one. And if it is, he said it, call me and tell me it today. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And he said that because maybe God is a strong man enough. All-knowing is enough. Sometimes if you think that you have forgiven someone, then it means you try and put it behind you and move on. I see people every day. I meet people every day. I talk to people every day. I know them. They know me. And our life keeps going on every day. But I remember some hurts because sometimes they were very deep. I don't remember them every day. Because if I did, I would be consumed. I have a caller here who's calling. Hello, caller.
Hi, Kiki.
Yep.
Hi, ringing.
I've just seen it. I'm sorry.
So immersed in the you were so immersed in your in all the trials and tribulations you've gone through that you were not picking it up.
My sweetie, I have suffered just as you have, and just like a lot of people.
Let's go. Anyway, I thought I should join you in wishing your friend Anna a happy birthday too.
Thank you.
And when people sell oats, they don't sell oats in their, the oats are sold when you are in your youthful days. So that guy, that unrefined guy of your friend was not selling oats. He was just being stupid. We go back to the word forgiveness and reconciliation. I can tell you that they are all generic words. When you've been hurt, don't try and play Jesus. You cannot forgive. It hurts. You know? I mean, it's just like saying God bless in an open plan office, only to raise your head and realize that it was that naughty so-and-so who sneezed. Did you really meant to say God bless? You know, these things are just generic. You know, so I think that friend of yours, who you would think that if she was to meet you in public and she said hello, you would say hello, excuse me. You don't say hello, you go hello.
I go hello.
Yeah, you go hello. So the penny must drop. You know, it sucks your energy to have to take somebody back into your life after they have hurt you. It will suck your energy. You'll be suspicious. They will do it again. Look at the baker's wife. You know, for heaven's sake. Take him back after he's been down under, and then he does it again. And what do you want from us? Empathy? You know, look, there are so many people in the world. God has created billions and billions of lovely people. So some people come into your life for a reason, and if they don't make it, let them move on. Other people will come. Everybody's in transition. Don't ever think you're going to lack a friend, and that is why you're taking somebody back. I mean, excuse me, somebody knows your mom, so you've known the person for so long. Excuse me, and so what? Look at them. They should be a sister to you, and they go and hurt you. Why did she do that to you? Because she couldn't let go of that so-and-so rat. You know? She goes and tells the rat, after you told her as a friend, don't say it. She goes and betrays you, and then he comes up to you. If he had hurt you, had given you some permanent damage to your face, that would be it. What would you do? Take him to court and then what? So why would you even think of wanting to say hello to such a person? And if she has not bothered to find a way to tell you know something, I'm sorry. You don't have to take me back. We don't have to be the same, but I'm sorry. That would even help. But she hasn't. So please do me a favor. When you meet her in town, don't say hello to others. I won't call your show again.
Please call my show.
I'm going to tell you, Kiki. Mm-hmm. I was saying to you some time ago, but you haven't replied. I said it's about time, because you remember that Dr. Park said he doesn't want any package, what do you call it, shows on the GMTV.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you can suggest it to him. So suggest it to them.
You know, I think we cannot hide behind radios and all kinds of, corners to do this. So your show finishes at 11. At 11, is it?
No, I'm finishing soon. I have 10 minutes to go. So after you've spoken, I'm going to play some music, and then we're gonna wrap up. I have a technique I wanted to show you guys, but my time is coming up because the story was so long. Bye-bye. Listeners, that was Mommy, who calls my show. She is like part of my show. And she thinks that I should not even speak to the lady and all of that. But this is a story. I've got a few listeners on there who are even clicking on Facebook who know this story. It's not a secret. It happened in full glare of some people. And it's unfortunate, but this is life. It is unfortunate, but this is life. In the meantime, I am going to play some music, and when we come back, we shall talk some more. What? The music is not playing. My music is not playing.
Listen. Kunyumiza stories Twitter, video some zetu za
now the song.
Get true. Get miracles. Come right now, back in my heart. See for the issue, baby, to run. Now let me talk to you, sit down. Don't be too young, but when you do me, not on the house. So, this is what I am, I'm getting myself. Why I cool back me like that? Not telling enough, so. When me open the eyes, what do you see me as? Baby, I'm so lazy. I'm so lazy. Cause every day you're changing. You better stop your ways. Baby, I'm so crazy. I'm so crazy. Pata, Maroko Senaba, Corono Zefira, Cabela de Zebono Mezaco, Pata, Yebia Sutako, Tavenda Pumaco, Leno Tobacco. Tell me what you want to do. Puma hope to play. In any room, and you to taste it. No one go on every time you say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Tell me what to say. When me open the eyes, what do you see me as? Baby, I'm so lazy. I'm so lazy. Cause every day I'm changing. You better stop your ways. Baby, I'm so crazy. I'm so crazy. Mkwatako, Maroko Senaba, Corono Zefirako, Kabila Zebono Mezako, Mkwatako, Yebia Sutako, Tavenda Kumako, Leno Tobacco. Hold me, make me feel better, better. I wanna talk to you, oh, wata. Joke it, baby, reality now better. Make up to wata. Hold me, make me feel better, better. When I talk to you, oh, wata. Joke it, baby, reality now better. Make up to wata. When me open the eyes, what do you see in the eyes? Baby, I'm so lazy. I'm so lazy. Cause every day I'm changing. You better stop your ways. Baby, I'm so crazy. I'm so crazy. Pata, Maroko Senaba, Corono Zefira, Kabila Zebono Mezako, Pata, Yebia Sutako, Tavena Kumako, Leno Tobacco, Pata, Maroko Senaba, Corono Zefira, Kabila Zebono Mezako, Pata, Yebia Sutako.
I only discovered this song last week and I thought it was so lovely. I had to share it with you. I hope you enjoyed it. It's called Inquataco or something. And there was a lot of dancing in it and all of that. I like that. It makes the world keep moving kind of thing. Anyway, I meant to show you the technique of forgiveness, and it's about 10 points, and I wanted to show you, but I will give you 1 point. Oh yes, and also there is the definition of forgiveness, which is forgiveness is a sense of peace you experience when you take your feelings of hurt less personally. You take responsibility for how you feel. Be a hero, not a victim, in the story you tell. So I've just told you my story, and I do not feel like the victim. It happened, but I have risen above it. I just thought it will never happen again in this kind of scenario. So forgiveness means that even though you are wounded, you choose not to hurt. That way you suffer less. Now, there were many things they told me. I have 3 minutes, but I will tell you one of it. And it's rather than attempting to dominate with your forcefulness, your hurt, you want to show them that you are upset and you want for something, it's okay. Be like water. Flow where there's an opening. Soften your hard edges by being tolerant to the situation. Read it as it is. Do not read it with so much emotion that you do not see it. Let it go. Let it go. And you will see that the surprise, the shock, the disappointment, and even sometimes confusion will go. And you will be fine. You will be fine. And when you do see that person outside, as Mommy said, you can say hello, or you can just let them go. Say hello and let them go. People, I am always grateful for you to listening to this show, coming on the show, listening and all of that. Mommy, thank you so much for calling. Sabos and all of the people, Korache and all, and my Connie, everybody who sent me emails and messages, and thank you so much because you have added to this discussion and you have helped me. All my people on Facebook, Queer, I see you, Daddy Arthur, Eunice, Abby, Pat, Duran, all of you, I love you. Thank you. Be well. If you have hurt in your heart, let it go. Let it go. Do not forget it. Don't go there to be bitten again, but let it go. May God bless you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much. It's finished. Oh, the news doesn't come up. Okay. Bye-bye, people. This is me and my little voice. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. It's like the news doesn't want to come and the show is still on. So, guys, I don't know what to say, but I can still keep talking to you. I'm trying to play music so that it goes. But it's still there.
The news is on. The news is on. The news is on.
Oh, everybody listen. It's not too much of a sad story, trust me. It happened this past. I was very distressed when it occurred. And I was screaming, calling my brothers on the phone. It was crazy. But it's all gone now. It's past. And we thank God for everything. Bye-bye. Be well.